ram. That's a really What is up, guys? Welcome to the channel and thank you for tuning in. Today's an exciting video because this is something I've been wanting to do to my 21 Ram 2500 since the day that I bought it. Bought this truck back in April of 2021. It is currently, present day is February of 2025. So I've almost had this truck for 4 full years now. I've put 52,000 miles on it, and of those 52,000 miles, 16,000 of those miles have been with a trailer behind it. And if you have a Ram pickup truck, you know exactly what I'm talking about, because for some reason, Ram still puts coil springs on their heavy duty series trucks, at least the 2500s, versus GM and Ford, who put, you know, leaf springs on the back of their trucks like a real truck. Now, I will say, I'm going to assume at least that the Ram series trucks ride a lot better empty versus the Ford and GM trucks, just because it has coil springs on it. But anytime you put a load in the bed or a trailer behind it, it rides awful just because it's coil springs and it bounces around constantly. Either way, I finally bought airbags for my 21 Ram 2500. Real quick, before I get too far, I did this super cheap and super affordable. I know that's the same terms, but I did this super cheap and affordable. I'm going to link products that I bought personally in my description below. So if you're interested, you know, do that, click on it and check it out. What I actually bought is cheaper on Amazon than it is at any other retailer. And I actually have a few friends that work at four-wheel drive shops and other diesel performance shops and stuff like that. And I asked if they could get the product at the same price or something like that. And they're like, no, dude, like Amazon literally has this like $120 cheaper than what my personal price is to buy it. So I hate not shopping local for this, but like everybody I talked to said, dude, just buy it on Amazon. It's so much cheaper. There you go. So check out what I bought. All right, so I mean, you probably guessed it. This is probably the most common option that everybody goes with on these trucks. It is the Airlift Load Lifter 5000 series bags, and I'll show you what they look like because this is not an installation video. I actually already installed them with the help of a good friend, and I was able to use his shop. Shout out D-Rozzy. But like I said, I did this super cheap because I did not go with the onboard compressor. All I'm running is a simple DeWalt. It's a portable compressor. I mean, these bags take anywhere from 5 to 100 pounds of air. And I'll show you this. When I put that on my my Schrader valves, I could pump this up to 50 pounds of air in like literally 2 seconds. So I didn't spend the extra money for the compressor. I went a pretty cheap route. You know, it's fairly simple and common. Let me show you the bags, and then we're going to do a pretty good demonstration. I'm going to hook up my trailer, then we're going to load up my tractor on the trailer, and we're going to pump the bags up and see how much air it takes, pretty much just to, you know, bring the truck back up to quote unquote level. And I would actually like to do a video of actually towing the same exact load with different levels of air in the bags to like demonstrate how much, you know, 5 pounds of air does versus 20 versus 60 versus 80, just to see, you know, like how much difference it actually makes in towing. But I'm not exactly sure how to set all the cameras up and how I could actually prove to the camera or show the camera, show you guys, the audience, what it does. So if you have any suggestions on how I might be able to do that, or if you're interested in seeing that, drop a comment below. Be happy to put out a video like that. All right, so first glance, you can't see anything, right? Pretty much if I get the camera in the back here, you will see the airbags right there. You'll still see the coil springs in the back, but you'll see the bags right there. Super easy to install. Honestly, real time, it took us like maybe an hour to install these bags. And that's why I'm not doing like an installation video. It was super easy. Follow the instructions on Airlift's direction sheet. Takes a literal hour. All you do is literally unbolt like the bump stops that go there, build the bag, bolt it in, run your airlines, which I'm going to show you my airlines, and you call it a day. Super easy. And so this is my other side. You'll see the airbag sitting right there. You'll see the airline, and I actually have that airline run up and over with this harness, and then my airbags run right to my license plate. You'll see I have some Schrader valves. Pop those puppies off, and that's how I fill my bags up. And then one of the things I wanted to do real quick is just so we could, you know, do math, right? So currently right now the bags do have 5 pounds of air in them. Airlift requires you to run at least 5 pounds of air. My assumption is that it's so the bags actually have, you know, some sort of form, right? If you put 0 pounds in, they might get deflated. So with 5 pounds of air in the bags, my truck currently sits, if I take a tape measure from, I'll say, tire to top or bottom of top fender, I'm going to say 10.5 inches. So right now I have 10.5 inches of fender gap with 5 pounds of air in the bags. So now I'm going to back the truck up, hook the trailer up. My trailer here is a 20-foot, 10,000-pound GVW car hauler. It weighs just about 2,700 pounds empty. Now, of course, we're not putting 2,700 pounds on the truck. That's just tongue weight, of course. But I'm going to show you exactly what it, like how my truck squats, just hooking my trailer up. And then, like I said, we're going to load up my Kubota LX 2610. It does currently have a front loader on it. That setup right now with ballast in the rear tires weighs like 2,200 pounds. I do normally have a backhoe on the back, which weighs about 1,000 pounds. But honestly, for demonstration purposes, it's not going to change much because the backhoe generally sits behind the wheel and tires on the, like behind the axles of the trailer. So it doesn't really affect tongue weight too much. So let's load the trailer up, see how my truck squats, we'll measure it. We're going to load the tractor up, see how much the truck squats and measure it. Then we're going to put some air in the bag, show you how easy that is, to bring the truck back up to level. All right, so trailer's hooked up. Like, it doesn't squat my truck too much, or at least it doesn't look like it. Let's take a tape measure and see. All right, so same measurement. We're gonna go from top of tire to, okay, I mean, I'm gonna go ahead and say 9 inches. So I guess realistically, it did kind of squat the truck. Did kind of squat the truck about 1.5 inches. Interesting. It doesn't look like it, but just a tongue weight of a 2,700 pound trailer squatted Ram 2500, heavy duty, LOL, 1.5 inches. Now let's load the tractor up real quick and see how much more it squats. All right, and at this point, the truck looks to be pretty darn level. Honestly, there might still be a slight amount of rake left. Let's take a tape measure. If I take a tape, top of the tire to the fender, wow, honestly, like maybe 8 1/4, 8 1/2 maybe. So it didn't really squat that much more with loading the tractor. I'm curious what the front looks like. Okay, we're still chilling at 9. So, by the naked eye, it looks pretty level. But if you take a tape measure, the truck's technically squatting. And honestly, this is not that heavy of a load. So you could obviously argue that you don't need airbags for a load like this. But with the coil springs in any sort of load, it just bounces so much. So I want to show you guys how I fill the airbags up real quick. Let's put some air in there, see where, see how much air it takes to get back up 10.5 inches. And yeah, that'll be my demonstration for the day. All right, so what I do is this. So I have my DeWalt, I have my Schrader valves here. I will plug into Schrader valve. Well, screw in the Schrader valve, of course. Turn this on, you will see, Turn this on, you will see that, okay, it's currently showing me 7.8 pounds of air. I will go like this, and let's say, for example, we'll put 20 pounds in this bag real quick. that quick and easy. Take this off, we'll put 20 in the other bag, we'll measure it and see, you know, does 20 pounds lift this truck back up basically 2 inches to the 10.5-inch height. £20, super easy. Let's measure. Where are we sitting right now? So here, see, like that really didn't do much. I'm almost, oh, I really didn't do much at all actually. So let's keep going. Let's take each bag up to, we'll go to 40 pound. All right, we'll do this bag at 40 as well. And I know you could say that like this is awful, just buy an outboard compressor, but I don't want to. All right, let's see where we're at now. All right, so yeah, we're a little over about 9.5 inches, a little over 9. So 40 pound of air. We'll keep going. We'll go to 60. And I have seen some people put splitters on their lines, so they really only have to fill one line up, so that way the air just equally distributes, right? I did not do that. All right, so we're about 10 inches at that point. And you could see, looking at the truck this way, I have my rake back, right? You can see how tall it's sitting in the back now versus, well, not. And I'll be honest, I'm super surprised I'm at 60 pound of air and it's not back to where it once was. I mean, I'm close, but I'm still about a ½ inch off. We'll keep on pumping. We'll go to 80 pound of air in each bag. Like I said, super surprised, 80 pound. I figured it would take less than that. Oh yeah, I got it now. Old bags. I mean, they're definitely inflated. They're definitely inflated. Now, I'll be 100% honest with you. It kind of blows my mind that it took 80 pound of air to get the truck basically up to where it was before. And this is kind of a small load. Now, the airbags that I have on this truck are only 5,000 series. I'm not sure exactly what that means. They do make a heavier one called the 7,500 pound series. I assume that 5,000 means like 5,000 pound, but no one's putting 5,000 pound tongue weight on a 3/4 ton truck. But I don't know. But like I said, I'll be honest, I'm super surprised that it just took 80 pound of air to get to where it was. My assumption was a light load like this, I don't know, maybe 30, 35, 40 pound of air should have pumped it back up. But nonetheless, I'm extremely happy to start towing with these bags because, like, even if it doesn't go all the way up to full factory rake, it should feel a lot better because there's a lot more pressure when I'm hitting bumps and stuff like that, when all that tongue weight's bouncing on the trailer, you know, bouncing on the back end of my truck and everything like that. So that was an extremely interesting experiment. I wanted to do this for quite some time. I actually put these bags on probably about a little over a month ago, and I did actually tow with them an RV show. I pulled 4 campers home from a convention center, but I never actually moved the PSI in the bags. I just put a simple 20 pound of air in each bag and roll because I didn't have enough time in between trips to like take air out, put air in. It's kind of like it's a super quick process. So I thought the 20 pounds of air actually did help. It seemed to make a difference just having 20 pounds of air. I'd be super curious driving this around right now with 80 pounds of air. And like I said, I'd love to do a demonstration, like actually towing with different PSI in the bags to show you guys the difference and feel the difference for myself, but I'm not 100% sure how to position cameras and how to get that information across, if you will. So if you have any recommendations, let me know. I'm going to wrap this video up, call it a day. That was the only demonstration I wanted to do. Happy with the bags so far. I'll tow with them a bunch more and give you guys some updates on that, of course. If you have any questions, let me know. If you want to buy exactly the same setup I have the products linked in my description below. Check them out. They're way cheaper than where you're going to get them anywhere else, unfortunately, but also kind of fortunately. So like the video if you haven't already. Subscribe, join the family, join the whatever the stuff is that I do here. And thank you. Want to see something fun? Watch the air down, because look at this. Completely unloaded tractor, trailer. Look how the truck is currently sitting, like a freaking pulling truck. The back of the truck currently sits at almost a foot, say like 11.5 inches. So let's let all the air back out. That's a wrap. That's a really wrap.